Now we're going to look at restricting the weights of some of the envelopes from certain vertices. I've completed setting up the envelopes so that they all encompass the character. If I grab and move the character now, actually, you can see that all the weights are being moved. All the vertices have been affected by the envelopes. They're roughly set up, and you can only usually get envelopes only to a rough stage. Any initial sort of weighting in any package isn't very good for the most part. It just gets you a rough start. You can see that when I pose the character, which I'm going to start doing now, and just keyframing the character in some poses, we can actually look at what actually is happening in some of the joint areas. We need to now start setting all kinds of poses for the character so that we can actually see what we're doing. In this case, I'm going to just put a bit of a foot roll in there. And you want to set it up so that your left side and right side aren't doing the same thing. So you can see the shoulder areas having some really bad problems. I'm going to move this down, like maybe the character's in some sort of running position. Don't even worry, I'm not concerned with this pose looking good, just making sure it's actually doing things that it should from side to side. You just saw an error come up. See the joints flipping over here? I've actually left this in on purpose. I noticed that I'd missed something in the rig, and I'm going to show you what I've done and how to fix it in just 1 second. So what you do is you pose the character, and you can see where the errors are. Now this is one of the drastic errors. Obviously this is something I missed in the rig, and it is now becoming very apparent when I try and animate it. You can see areas like the head here is just completely being destroyed. The part of the neck or the chest is actually taking effect of the head. Now this character is a difficult character to skin because he has no neck. With those big strong guys, there's no neck there, and the problem is that it's very easy to have other envelopes affecting areas that you don't want to have touched. So with this basic pose, let's actually go and fix the first glaring error. Obviously, is this one. This is actually a rigging issue, not a skinning issue. What's happening is we've got these twist bones that we've set up, and I'll go back to frame 0 to show you what's going on. We set up the initial skin to the way the bones currently are. Make sure I'm in a local mode, and I'm just going to turn on and show the axis. Just turn on all of these so we can actually see them in move mode. You can see that in the main arm bone, this is the main arm bone that went all the way down to the bottom once we turn off the edit mesh, that Z is sticking up out of the top, Y is pointing forward. If I pick the first twist bone that we put the look at constraint on, you'll notice Z's pointing down and Y is pointing back. When I reset it up on the other side, I didn't actually take this into consideration and forgot to make a setting here. So here's what's happening: is this twist bone's doing what it needs to do. It doesn't matter that this one's flipped over in itself. However, because these two are completely opposite, Z's pointing down on this with Y back, and this is Z up pointing forward, the middle bone has been orientation constrained between the two. And so what's happening now is it's already in a position of flipping at 180 degrees. This is causing the problem that as soon as this bone twists a little bit, this bone will pop from one way to the other and pop back and forth. So what we need to do is we need to just set up our alignment, our source axis alignment, so it's correctly aligned. You can set it, and what will happen is it'll flip that bone around to a better solution. Now, none of these first X, Y, or Z are going to solve the problem. We actually need to say flip. And now that you can see Z is up, Y is forward. Z is up, Y is forward. And that means Z is up, Y is forward on this bone. And this one's not going to have that flipping issue anymore. It has, however, now drastically affected our skinning. In some packages, you actually have to completely detach the model from skin and completely reapply it again, which is a huge pain. Max has got a great feature in the advanced parameters for skin that allows you to basically turn off all of the weighting on the character at a reference frame. In this case, our reference frame is frame 0. You can see ref frame 0. And if you turn off